Hello, everybody. Halley, are
Hey
you going to introduce
everyone.
us?
Of course I am. Hey guys, thank you for joining us. If you're watching us from Facebook Live, hello. Happy Tuesday. Wait, no, just kidding. That was a mini joke. Uh, it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's getting through their week with their sanity. And we're coming to you today to talk about virtual showings and a little bit of a virtual open house. So we have two wonderful, very distinguished agents with us today who's going to be sharing as much of their knowledge as they have with us. So I'm just very thankful and very grateful that they took the time from their businesses to share with you all. So we do today have with us Drake Cruz. Drake, if you want to give a wave.
Yo,
Hey,
yo, yo.
hey Drake. Drake is an agent through the coastal office here with me. He's fantastic, a great big ball of energy. So we're excited to have him. We also have Luisa Ramos with us today. Luisa, hi, hey. Luisa is out of the Keller Williams Calabasas office. So very excited to get to know her and her business better. So thank you so much for joining us, Luisa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. So let's just shoot just get this going. Just shoot right out of this here. Um, so obviously the topic today is virtual showings. Now, of course, with COVID, that we have all these rules and regulations, which our fantastic brokers have let us know. What we need to implement to keep ourselves and our clients safe. So I'd love to talk and get your opinion from the both of you. Jump into it about how you're implementing these changes for the better right now in your business. So if you want to get us started, Luisa, I'd love to kind of hear what you're doing as far as the virtual showings.
Sure. So with virtual showings, basically, I ask my clients, or they actually let me know, if they want to see as a virtual showing or in person. So I do the virtual showing. I go if it's vacant, then I basically I just let the agent know that it's just going to be me, and if it's okay, to go in, and then of course, give them have your buyer sign the PAD form, first, and then so I just go in there. What I basically do is if my appointment is at 1 o'clock, so I do the same thing. I go in 10 to 15 minutes earlier, just scope around the neighborhood, and then I open the door, turn on all the lights, pretty much, open all the doors that need be. So less opening for me, less distraction at the time of when I'm doing the showing. And then I test my camera, or basically my phone. And so with that being said, I actually bought two things for my virtual showing, to my virtual open house, which is a tripod or a selfie stick, but it becomes a tripod. But so basically I put it in here, the phone, and then I also put on a microphone so that, it's clearer. Sometimes the phone mic doesn't work or it's not good enough. So I have this on as well. Um, so yeah, so I just basically either I do a Zoom, I let my buyers know, I send them the link. Since I have an Android, I can't do FaceTime, so I do the Zoom, send them the link, and yeah, so I just prep myself, and when they get there, 10 to 15 minutes early, making sure the lighting is good, turn on all the lights, um, and then before that, I tell my clients what we're basically going to be doing. Like, they get on the Zoom, click on the link, and then bada bing, bada boom, they'll see me on the screen, and I will show the neighborhood and then the inside of the property. And if they want like a certain thing to see, then I will go in there just as if they were there inside the house. Now, after that showing, there are clients that want to see it in person. So then we do, the whole scheduling and, per the CDC and all that stuff.
That's great. I think a couple things to me that really stuck out was that you're not just showing the property itself, but walking around the neighborhood. I think that's important for a lot of people.
Right.
Obviously not just the inside of the home, which many of which can see from photos that, that you see on the MLS. But, walking them around the outside of the building and the neighborhood, which I think is really important.
Yeah. Yeah. I basically showed them like the cross streets, like if the garage, if there's like an alley, if it's in the main street. So I pretty much, kind of like just a regular open house. Like, okay, so these are like the pros and the cons of the property. I know you said this and that, but here's what's nice about it. And look at the front yard, and so yeah, like you don't want to like waste their time, and you don't want to waste your time either, because once they go in there, like I said, they will sometimes 99% they want to see the property, you know, with their own eyes, and they'll be like, "Oh, how come you didn't show me this?" So I just try to be as upfront with them as possible, because they're gonna see it anyway.
Yeah, great points. Absolutely great points. Each client is going to be different to what's important to them and what feature they see. Maybe it wasn't something that they were too keen about, maybe a feature, but, there are ways virtually that we can highlight and show them that, it could be an asset right now. So we're going to jump to Drake really quick. So, Drake is actually coming live. I feel like you're like a on-site reporter right now for like
That's right. Coming
ABC.
live from Signal Hill,
Like,
California.
and now we're gonna cut to Drake Cruz coming live to us from brand new hot listing in Southern California, and we go Drake. Cut to you.
Thank you, Halley. Thank you, Halley. Yes, I'm here in sunny Southern California. I've caught some shade, getting some sun, back in shade. First of all, Luisa, good points. One thing that I think is really, really important right now to do with your clients, which she did, but I also want to make sure that everybody caught this, is you need to set the expectations. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there right now that, yeah, they know that COVID's going on. I mean, how could you not? But they don't realize how it's really, really impacted how to show property. So I have a very frank conversation with them. I said, listen, if this conversation that we were having was 2 months ago, I said we would meet on Saturday, probably go knock out 5 to 8 properties, bada boom, bada boom. Unfortunately, that's not reality for today. So this is what's going to happen. I said, we need to get really, really specific on what it is that you're looking for. Just have that conversation. I just want to make sure that the police wasn't going to yell at me. Anyways, also, let them know that you're going to be sending them properties to look at. Let them know if any of them look like it could be the one that they're interested in, then we'll research further. I am finding that there is more and more video product out there being published, not necessarily in the virtual tour spot, but I'm actually finding that there's YouTube links in the comments, like in the private remarks. I actually found that today. So I went ahead and took that, and I did the exact same thing for a listing that I have. I do have a YouTube video for it. It's not a virtual tour just yet, but I put that in the remarks. So if an agent is interested in that, then they have more tools to show their client. But setting the expectations is really, really important. I also am doing a 3-step part right now. They can see it online. If they deem it of interest, then I will shoot them what media is available. If that's not good enough, I say, you know what, I will go. I'll take every precaution. I'll go to the property, and you and I can do FaceTime, and we'll just walk around like you're right there beside me, and you can, we can get a close up on the cabinets, on the handles, or whatever little detail it is that they're concerned about. I said, even if at that point they're still interested in the property, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, that's my client. Hi, Dee. Sorry.
I didn't want to interrupt, but
I'm teaching right now.
this is where
Oh,
6 feet, 6 feet.
6 feet, 6 feet, girl.
where's your mask and your glass?
I'm teaching a class right now.
How your mouth got to be short?
Oh, I sorry about that. It would only happen to me. Anyways, see you later. So, yeah, so a three-step process. If after that FaceTime showing actually showed like it was good, then we'll make an appointment, take every precaution necessary, and actually figure out a way to get them in the property in person. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Proof is in the pudding. There's still people out there moving around, living their lives.
Exactly.
So it's just important that we as realtors are doing the same, right? By taking these things that you're adopting, Drake and Luisa, and
Exactly.
really implementing them on your business. That's great. Well, so Drake, I see that you're at a property. So tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what you wanted to kind of show us today.
Well, we were going to actually, Luis and I were actually going to take you through a mock, sorry, take you through a mock showing of what this could look like. So Luisa is my client, and she has identified this property here as something that she says looks good on the, from the MLS from what I've sent her, and now she's interested in seeing it, real time. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. So what I decided to do is I decided just to go ahead and start from the outside. That way she can see, the entrance, stuff like that. If she was local, of course, I would invite her, to drive the neighborhood and check that out. But in the meantime, where is my client, Luisa?
I'm right here.
And
Hi,
actually,
Luisa.
you guys, before you start, I think we
Yes.
should give a really good plug to the property that you're viewing and who the listeners.
Yes. Thank you, Richard Dascom. Yeah, we are at 2601 East 19th Street, and it is a staged vacant house that I was requesting to use specifically for this purpose. So thank you, everybody that let me know about their vacant properties. This is just the first one that I grabbed, so there you go.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. So, Luisa,
Hey, Drake.
so this is the front of the property. I just wanted to make sure that you can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip my camera around. And please,
Okay.
if there's anything that you would like to see closer, then and we'll go over there and we'll try to get you more details. So you can see it's a really, really beautiful property. It's very, very open in the middle. And if you can see, okay, so you see the address right there. Your property is actually straight back. So that burgundy awning right there, that's actually your location. So I'm going to go ahead and enter here. And then you can see that here's your security entrance.
Okay. And then
Okay,
Drake, so I saw that
yes.
is the guest parking on the street? It looks like it's full. Or is there guest parking inside the community?
You would ask me that. I can't believe you caught me. Actually, I'm not sure about the guest parking for this particular one, but in our own situation, I guess I would have done that. But yeah, you are in Signal Hill, and parking here is a little tight because you've got a lot of apartments, and it is high density, just in case you're wondering. Okay, here's your mailboxes. And then you can see here, you've got two pathways. You can go to the left. And if I'm going too fast, please just let me know. And then you get over here to the right.
Drake, slow down just a bit because of the lag on the video, please. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. So there's two ways in. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to go this way. You can see it's very nicely manicured.
Okay.
And I like the fact that it's open air. So you do have a few steps.
And how much is the HOA for this one?
We're going to get to that in just a moment. But you can kind of see, it's kind of nice that the units that you're walking by, it's all semi-private. They all have these gates. So that's kind of nice. And then you have...
So they have their own entrances.
Yeah, you almost made me fall. So you have a jacuzzi right here in front. And then you are a few more steps, and we're going to be up to the unit. And this is your outdoor patio area. So you can see it is mostly covered. He's got some plants out here, and I believe this is a gas fireplace, and I believe that is also staying. So you can see you've got a slider, and your front door is here sideways. You can see that.
I see.
Right? That there is your speaker for entry. So once we get in, you can see the beautiful floors. They're travertine-like, but it's not travertine. But you can see that it's actually a very, very, very nice open floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
You can see he does have crown molding. He's got some recessed lighting. So it's actually a really good space. I'm going to try to get you every angle that I possibly can.
So
Sometimes
this is
the
the
light
living
might
room,
be-
correct?
Yes, this is your living room combo. So obviously they have their chairs there and have it set up to where their TV is across this way. But it's all very, very open.
Okay.
And then you've got your dining room here, which is off of the kitchen. And you can see that you're at 1,161 square feet, but it actually does feel very, very large. Halley, can you take a survey and just ask people how many newbies we have on the line?
Yeah, please message either newbies message either on the Facebook page or on this chat page, and I'll kind of take a little poll.
Okay, appreciate it. And here you can see the kitchen, obviously centrally located, just like you were hoping for. It's actually quite beautiful. I'm hoping that with this light that you can actually see how beautiful the cabinets actually are. I mean, they're really nice. The granite, really, really complements it. You have a nice little pantry here.
Okay. So are all the appliances included, right?
Stainless sink? Yes, they are. So you can see you've got your dishwasher here. You've got your 3-drawer refrigerator and freezer on the bottom, and then your microwave and stove over here. So you can see it's really, really nice. Now, one thing I believe that you told me, Luisa, was that you absolutely wanted inside laundry, correct?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. That's a must.
Right. Well, look at this laundry room. It's huge.
Oh, that's huge.
Okay. Now, the good thing about this is that there's still plenty of room up here to add even more storage. So you've got a little bit of storage here for your cleaning stuff. Small closet right next to it, which is behind the door. Sorry, I had to get out of the way. So that's the back side of your furnace. So, but there's still plenty of additional room to go ahead and add more storage. Sorry, I'm just trying to close the doors. Okay. And one thing that I think is really cool is that. Luisa, do you know what that is?
No, I don't. What is that? Flow master.
That is a central. It's a central vacuum system. So what that means is, you see this hose right here? You're never going to have to. You're never going to have to lug your vacuum cleaner up and down the stairs. What you're going to do is, I'm trying to find an example. Well, when we get to, here's one. So I'm in the first. This is kind of cool. I'm in the first of 2 master suites. This is the one that's downstairs. But what I wanted to show you was this feature right here. So this is what I'm talking about. So you're going to take that hose that was in that room. As soon as you plug it in there, it automatically turns on.
Oh.
All of the dirt
That's
and
a very
dust.
good feature.
Yeah, goes right into the system. So all you have to do is empty that canister that's in the laundry room. Okay. So like I said, here's the downstairs master. We're going to go out there in just a second. And here's the bathroom. You can see beautiful cabinets still, same matching countertops, nicely tiled. So just remember, if you ever want to see something a little bit closer, just let me know, and I'll show it to you. One thing I really, really like is this back here. So
yes,
I
saw that. I was going to ask you.
Yeah. So here's my little sign that I put here. Can you read that?
Yes, morning
Did you
coffee
make
served
those
here.
signs?
I did. I
How
did.
Oh,
cute.
really?
Of course I did.
That's a good
And
idea.
so here's your patio. So here's one area, and then I'm going to try and show you the opposite side. So for the
Oh,
most part, it's really private. I mean, this fence, there's nobody that can see that way. Nobody can see that
right.
way. You do have a stairwell right here at the end, which goes to the person that's above you. But for the most part, it's pretty private.
Yeah.
And
So
if you look
great.
over the
All I see is
fence,
stairs. So I'm guessing.
and
So, so
this is
I'm
over
guessing
the
I all I
fence.
see is. Oh, nice. So all I see is stairs. So there's no elevators.
No, there's no elevators in this particular building. Sorry about that.
Okay.
And then here is your walk-in closet for the downstairs master. And as you can see, it's good
Oh,
size, but to be honest, it's completely
yeah.
underutilized. So this really could be designed properly and actually probably double the storage in here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go upstairs. You've got one of these really cool circular staircases, which are fun.
Mhm.
And then up here, oh, here's a question. So what I normally do, well, sidebar, what I normally do is I have all the specific information posted throughout the house. And the reason I ask about newbies is because I do that for a reason, and we'll get to that in a second. But as you can see, Luisa, nice closets, triple doors, and they do have built-ins. Got pretty good lighting for facing. That actually is north. That's your north window. You don't actually have a view.
Okay.
Um,
So it's the
uh,
basically the
yeah,
garage.
yeah, and that's the next property, and that's the next property
Okay.
over there as well. But nice size, nice size room. You could easily
Mhm.
fit a king size bed in here. Not an
Yeah.
issue.
It's like
I mean,
the room
there's a lot of
upstairs is
space.
bigger than the lower bedroom, huh?
Yeah. Yes, it's
Okay.
bigger.
Okay.
And then
That's what
here.
I thought.
So, it really is move-in ready like you wanted. If you
Right.
wanted to add some color, you've got some nice, um, a nice blank canvas. And then the
Mhm.
other thing that you asked me about was the fact, about parking. So yes, you do have a
Perfect.
garage downstairs
Okay, good.
for 2 cars.
That's,
Okay.
that's really
Now,
important.
was there anything that I went by too fast that you want me to look at again,
No, I just
or
wanted.
did I
So
cover
it's
everything?
two. It's no. You touched on everything. So it's 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom downstairs, and 1 bedroom upstairs.
Yes. So basically 2 masters, which is kind of nice.
Two man. Oh, okay. That's really nice.
All right. And
No, it
then
looks great. Great.
okay, awesome. So that's in a nutshell. That's what I would do for the virtual, the actual virtual showing for a client. Of course, I would always ask, like I did, excuse me, just to make sure that I covered everything that they were hoping to see, or if they wanted to see it again. At this point, what I would do is if they did still think that it was a possibility, then at that time I would make the arrangements to get them in. And just like Luisa does, I would come early, wear gloves, my mask. I actually have a really cool, oh, can't see it, Halloween mask. And I brand all my sanitizer. So that's kind of fun. And then I would meet them here. So yes, I would have all the doors open. I would have the cabinets open, and remind them, please don't touch anything. for their safety and the safety of others, just to, you know, remind them, because everybody wants to touch everything. I'm a toucher, and it's, you know, it's very, very different. So I obviously carry hand sanitizer with me, because even though I know what the rules are, you know, habitually for all these years, you know, we've been allowed to touch something, and all of a sudden now we can't. So can't be perfect.
That's fantastic, Drake. Thank you so much. That was great. I felt like we got the Drake Cruz business feel from that. And so thank you so much for sharing it. And Luisa, you made a fantastic client. You asked all the questions we normally hear, right? Well, where's the parking? How much is the HOA? So, you know, like Drake did, you can either address it with some type of you know, little stamps throughout the house. That was super cute. You can also, before you walk in, you know, kind of give a little bit of a brief description. This is a, you know, 2-bed, 1-bath, 400, you know, square foot bedroom, yada, yada, whatever type of details you deem relevant for you and your clients. So, yeah.
Since they are not here, it's really, really important. And this is one thing that I also teach all my mentees is, please don't dumb it down. Here's the kitchen. I told my mentees, if I ever hear you say here's the kitchen, I said I'm firing you as a mentee, because that's not what we do. You need to learn, especially now when you're doing exactly what we're doing here, know the details. You need to research what all the materials are. Okay, do you know what the floor is? Do you know what wood is in the cabinetry? All the specialized details that the listing agent should know, but not, you know, I mean, they don't always know, but if they're doing their job right, they should know all the details, because that's how they're substantiating getting the value for their home anyways. So the more details that you can rattle off to them, the better it's going to be.
Absolutely. Luisa, do you have any additions to that?
No, I mean, he did an amazing job. That's basically how I would do it myself when I do my virtual presentation with my clients.
Good. That's a great job. You know, one suggestion I was going to make. So I think it's fantastic when we do the walkthrough with the clients, but you know how many clients kind of have to think about it, you know, see it, taste it, feel it, you know, kind of mull it over a little. Whether you're doing it on Zoom or another platform, always try to hit record if you can. To record the session, then you can actually send it to your clients later. Now, if you don't have that capability, when you're done doing the showing, take just an extra couple of minutes before you lock up to just walk around and do a non-audio supported video for them. That will give you the extra bit of client touch for them to think about it. They can maybe show their partner or their extended family if they feel like it's important in that decision. Because like Drake said, you know, you're moving around, and sometimes, you know, maybe you thought, oh, I wish I could have gone back to see how big the counter space was, if it would fit my KitchenAid mixer or whatever your client
Exactly.
need to. So that's something I suggest you do, even if you're just doing this quick showing, you know, take a second. Also, then say this property doesn't work out for your client, you now have the marketing opportunity, if you speak with the listing agent, to be able to send it to your other potential clients and or your pipeline.
Actually, Holly, I actually do that. After I'm done, I either do it before or after. I do my own recording, and then I ask, well, of course, I ask the listing agent if it's okay if I publish it on my social media, you know, to gain a buyer. And if they say yes, I mean, either way, they say yes or no, I do a recording anyway. And then if they do say yes, then I do post it. So I do have it. So if in any case, if I do have some buyers that want to see it right away, then I just send them the video. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I actually just did a virtual showing on it. So here's the video, let me know what you think. And so then that kind of like it's one step. And if they want to see it in person, then we do the whole CAD and, you know, the face-to-face appointment.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like I said, it's just giving you that little bit of an edge right now. right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now that every realtor has moved to virtual showings, we have to do what we can to set ourselves apart, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's switch the conversation a little bit to some of the um, technology and tools that we can use to be able to help make this easier and more professional, right? So Luisa touched a little bit on this when she began. Obviously, Drake is using his selfie stick. Yes. We recommend using some type of handheld device. Now, don't let that stop you from taking your video. If all you have is your phone, that's okay. Use your phone, right? You don't need a selfie stick. But these are some of the things that might help bring it a little bit to the more professional level. Another thing I personally would recommend, honestly, beyond the selfie stick, now you don't really get as much of a reach, but my personal favorite actually is the gimbal. So some of you guys have seen me, some of you guys have seen me use this in my video editing that I've done around the office or during our events. But basically, a gimbal is a product that holds your cell phone, right? And essentially, what it does is it makes the video streamline weightless. So you don't have the jumping and walking around that you have when you take your natural steps with your gait, right? So you have the capability to move it side to side. It's going to be a very seamless, very smooth video that you're going to see. So that's one of my favorites. Now, it's not as great when it comes to length, right? Because most of them don't lengthen like a selfie stick, for example. So if you do want to say, view yourself, you still have your arms reach a little that you have to work with. But it is a fantastic tool. I'll share the link on the KW Shares page. You can find them anywhere. I purchased this one on Amazon. It's fantastic. I use it all the time. Do you guys want to talk a little bit more, touch bases a little more on your tools that you're using?
Well, Halley, did you get any feedback on as far as the newbies go? Do we have any new
Yeah,
agents?
we probably have 10-ish people on here. Most of your mentees are on here, so you'd be proud of them.
They are? I
Yeah,
can't see.
they are.
I can't see them. Yeah, yeah. So one thing that I'm used to teaching an open house class, and open houses have always been my passion. So that's really, really tough right now. That's my most passionate thing that I love to do. I can't do, so I need to reinvent myself. But when I'm teaching an open house class, I start everyone the same way, and so I'm asking you. So if you guys are new in the business, why would I want to work with you? What sets you apart? What makes you different than everybody else that I'm seeing out there? So if I was an unescorted buyer going to open houses and I walked into yours, I'm going to walk into another one and I'm going to walk into another one. What makes you different? So that's one thing that I really, really try to teach. So like the bubble chat signs that I have, okay, most people haven't seen that before. Another thing that I really, really like, which works for me when I'm not there, is my open house board. And I'm telling you people, this thing works. If I would have been upstairs with a prospective client, or if I was in the backyard, talking to somebody else, the board is here in my presence doing what I normally would have been doing had they not been there. All this stuff here is free. Okay, it just takes a little bit of assembly to put together. It's the same thing with just being resourceful. I threw some stuff here on the table. This here, you guys need to be talking with your lender. Your lender can give you a library of flyers. Okay, this again is going to set you apart. So talk to your lender. Have them put that together for you. Your title person can give you some beautiful, beautiful books. I mean, these things look rich and they're beautifully printed. Okay. One thing you also need to make sure is that everything needs to have your information on it. Never, ever, ever let something go out the door without your information on it. And this other stuff here is just fluff. Fluff costs a little bit of money, so you definitely don't want to start there. But like I said, I mean, there's ways of doing things that are inexpensive. I try to be in every single room in the house. Okay, so I bought acrylics from Amazon, and usually those have loan information on them. All the other stuff that I use, like this, is to put an idea into their head. So even if I'm not there, I want them to know that if I was standing next to them, this is what I would be talking about. God, can you imagine having coffee out here in the morning? It would be so peaceful. Okay? Get them thinking about it. I do this. I've got a ton of them that, what would your first homemade meal be? Just get them thinking about what it would be like to be in that property. Set yourself apart. It's just as important to talk about the things that they can't see. Well, who's going to notice the whole house vacuum system? No one. No one sees AC units, but just remind them about it. And like I said, it's little stuff like that that's going to set yourself apart.
That's great. Fantastic. You just have really coined some of these things and created your brand. And I think the point is we can still have that come across virtually, right? We can still share our brand and our business model with our potential clients and or clients via this type of platform. So don't let that hinder you.
Right. And the only reason that I did it for this one, even though it's a virtual today, is, hopefully, in a month or so when this is finally done, I just wanted to give you a little hint of something to do to make you stand out and be different.
That's great. Hey, so you guys, we have a couple questions I just kind of want to address. I have the answers, but I also want to hear your responses as well. So Luisa and Drake, please chime in. So one of them was asking about the difference between, headphones, like for example, what Drake is wearing, and then referencing that to some type of Bluetooth, like an AirPod. So I'm going to answer that. And I personally feel that the noise canceling Bluetooth earbuds are actually your best bet because most of them have some type of white noise cancellation feature, which is going to help make sure that your voice is coming across and you don't hear a lot of background noises. Now, any headphones can work. So again, don't let that stop you, but just play around with, and it's going to be a little bit of a personal preference. For me, I hate stuff besides a necklace dangling around my neck and my head. So it would drive me crazy because I'd sit there and, it'd bug me. But Luisa, Drake, do you use those headphones every time? Do you have a preference?
Well, actually, I have a piece just like Luisa's somewhere, and I use that when I'm doing, I want to say professional pieces, because I don't do professional pieces, but if I'm doing a marketing piece, then I will use that. I don't use the pods because I lose things all the time. So I know that if I have this, I'm not going to lose this. And I'm so used to wearing dangly earrings anyways that this doesn't bother me. So, I just did this for today. But I totally get it. Yeah.
Luisa, what do you use?
I use a Bluetooth, like a really small, it's a noise canceling, and it's only $30 on Amazon, guys. So it's like yes, it does if you're not used to it, but I've been so used to it. So when it's not in my ear, like, cause when it's on, like I can't really like hear clearly. Like I hear, kind of like when you're like in the airplane. So when it's not on, that's when I know like, oh shoot, like where's my earbud? But so far I've only lost like one time, so don't tell my fiance. But yeah, it's perfect. Just like you said, it's noise canceling. So especially when I'm outside, and of course I can't hurry it up when I'm trying to show them the outside and they have questions. So especially when it's really noisy, so it's a really good price for what it can do. And then when I'm inside, or if I'm doing my own video, then I kind of like try to take it out and just do it on my phone.
That's great. That's great advice. But the point is everything works and nothing doesn't, right? So don't let your
Just do it.
just do it, right? Nothing is bad, but what like I said, I just would say my personal preference, because of noise and sound quality, is usually to have some type of Bluetooth earbud. And Luisa made a fantastic point that these don't have to break the bank. I know that many of us Apple users love AirPods. I personally, like Luisa, got a pair of very affordable ones on Amazon for I think $35-40. I've had them for a year. They're waterproof and they work just fine. So, especially for you new folks that maybe don't have a lot of capital to start your business up, that's a fantastic option. Or, we just saw Drake today. Everything was just fine with his headphones. So just don't let it stop you, right? Okay, that's fantastic. So that was another question. Let me pull up something else too. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the actual apps and platforms that we're using to be able to communicate with our clients. Okay, so I suggest, particularly when it's really hard nowadays without texting someone to see if their text bubble is green or blue. This is like an Apple user. So I personally prefer to do Zoom. I think Zoom is extremely professional. I enjoy the record feature. I have had very little problems with the service itself. It is free, but I recommend doing the upgraded service. I'm actually teaching a class, I believe next week, a little bit about a Zoom 101. So if you guys need help with that, I can let you know. But it's very professional. You can set things up, have a custom domain, so it's the same every time. It's very easy to be able to text and message on the side, like I've done and suggested to do things like the property information. You just text in the side before you even start. That way, if they want to go back and remember, purchase price or, square footage, all they have to do is just look at that line right there. So what methods do you, Drake and Luisa, use and or recommend?
I'm
Well,
using a lot of FaceTime. I did hear what she said.
You said FaceTime.
Yeah, I use a lot of
Yeah.
FaceTime. When I send emails, I actually don't. Most of my emails that go out are actually not words. Most of the emails that I send out are actually videos because I use BombBomb. But of course, that's not free. But that's definitely an investment, in yourself because there's definitely a faceless epidemic in real estate. So no matter what I do, I always try to make sure that they don't forget my face, but I want them to know what I sound like and never forget that. So that's important, I think.
That's great. Luisa, what do you use?
So I've actually tried out BombBomb, which I love, but if like the newbies, we don't, and with what's going on right now, we don't have a lot of money, resources, financially. If you guys check out LionDesk, actually does do video text as well and video emails, and it's free. And I'm not sure if they're still having the special that they're doing because it used to be $50, but now they're doing it for half price for like 3 months. But again, the system is free. You can text an email about 1,000 people each month. So I mean, if that's something that you guys want to do, I tried it out and it actually works awesome. And it's the same thing with BombBomb. Like it will tell you when it has been opened. It will tell you when they saw the text, everything that BombBomb offers. So that's some little. I don't get any portion of that though.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. So both of you guys said FaceTime, which those of you Android users don't know. FaceTime is the Apple supported platform.
I don't do FaceTime, so that's why I have to use BombBomb or Zoom.
Okay, so but I'm saying for the showing itself, you use Zoom, is what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic. Just there was a couple people out there that had asked that question. So yeah, again, Zoom works across all platforms. It is free. There is a free version, but like I said, I'm suggesting for you as professionals to actually download the paid service. I think it's like 10 or 20 bucks a month. It's absolutely worth it, and it is a tax write-off. So, thank you guys. Okay, so let's pull up another question here. Um, Okay, so you guys that are asking for the tools, any of the things that we know of, we can find on Amazon. We'll post them later on the Facebook, on this link right here. I know I shared my gimbal, but as far as headphones goes, Luisa, I'm sure you can go back in and share that link that you ordered them from. I'll share mine as well. So, yeah, so let's talk a real quick. We've got about 15 minutes left. So I'd love to address, so we've kind of talked about virtual tours, okay? Let's just take a quick minute and tell me how you would do, how a virtual open house would be different.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So we've really talked about how you have client A who's interested in said property. You go to the property and you're showing it to the client. Now, I think this is especially going to resonate with some of these newbie folks who say don't have clients and they're using the virtual open house as a prospecting tool. So what tips or tricks would you guys share as a suggestion to everyone watching today?
So
I haven't done one myself. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay.
No, you go.
Do you want me to? Okay. I was like, what? So for virtual open house, basically, of course, since it is virtual, so you want to market it on your social media. So same thing as a regular open house, right? So you basically market it that you're having an open house. Same thing. I go there 10 to 15 minutes early just to see, drive around. What can I show everyone? So, for example, I did an open house by the beach. So so I drove around and I'm like, oh wow, the beach is like literally 5 steps away. So what I did after I did the open house, I went outside and and I showed them like, hey, let's go, take a trip to the beach, like to show you guys how close this house is to the beach. And then what I did is I also have my sign outside. But instead of open house, I would put like a virtual open house and the time. So just in case, you never know, somebody's driving around or walking by and they're thinking about buying or selling, whichever. And you see that, oh, wow, you're doing a virtual open house. And then I pretty much put my link, the my Facebook address on there. And kind of like the same thing that Drake just did today. I just basically walked around the house. And if I'm doing it on Facebook Live, I let them know, please let me know if there's any questions or if there's a place, that you guys want me to go back to. I can definitely do that. So yeah, so it's just basically the same thing, just, kind of like really slowly and showing each places in the house and just going around it.
Luisa, that is a fantastic idea to put out a virtual open house sign in the front yard with your Facebook business page or wherever you're going to be streaming this open house. That is a fantastic idea.
I'm stealing it.
Yeah, I'm like, everyone listening and watching should be stealing this, because think of how many people right now, where the only thing they're allowed to do is to walk around their neighborhood, are just walking the dogs, taking their daily stroll. I mean, that's a fantastic free way to market yourself and your business. So thank you, Luisa, for sharing that. I think every single realtor right now should take advantage of that. To throw up a picture too. I'm a big social media girl. Take a picture of that out in the yard and throw it up, say an hour before you're going to do it, right? Throw it on your social media. Take a picture, to help drive traffic. But Luisa, great idea. Drake, same question.
I forgot the question. Sorry.
No, what would you do differently?
Oh, okay.
Say this was a virtual open house.
So I love her idea, and I plan on stealing that. I have not done one yet, but I will be probably starting in about 2 weeks. Um, and my initial plan was, and I got this from another agent in the office, is they actually just posted a Zoom link, and whenever someone just came on, um, of course it was me this time, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm just checking this out," and that was my initial thing, was to post a Zoom link with some of the details of where I was, and just kind of just wing it. I mean, it's just about having conversations. And the good thing that's happening right now is that it absolutely is going to hone in on your conversation skills, because we can no longer just, go ahead, let me know if you have any questions in the open house. Haha. No, that's not going to happen anymore. This actually should be able to hone your skills conversationally, but I mean, like I said before, you need to figure out what the flooring is. You need to know what the cabinets are. You need to do your job. You need to know your job. You need to know your product. Can't stress that enough. You need to know your product.
Yeah, those are great points, Drake. I just want to point out, which it reminded me, I think when you're doing a virtual open house especially, remember to talk half as less. Right? So make sure that you say a few things and then really let them take each one of those rooms and features in. It's okay not to talk the whole time. I've seen a lot of really bad open house versions from some realtors lately where they're trying to fill the virtual airspace with their voice. Just let your clients soak in the property, right? Say a couple things and just hold the camera there for a minute, because it takes your eye a bit to kind of look around the room, right? It takes your eye a bit to kind of, take in all those features. So just make sure that you're not talking the entire time. That's great.
Don't be afraid of silence.
Yeah. Right. Sometimes silence can be awkward, but in this point, I think it's really powerful, right? We don't want to distract them from what they are trying to view. So thank you guys so much for showing. Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I want to jump on that. So even if you guys, told everyone like on social media, if you guys marketed that, oh, you're doing like a 30-minute virtual showing and it didn't take 30 minutes, then it didn't take 30 minutes. You could always, especially if you're doing Facebook Live, that's what, I did with the beach house. I put 30 minutes and literally it was a condo. It only took me like 5 to 10 minutes. So what I did was, okay, then let's go outside and show where the beach was, because I said, 5 steps away from the beach. So let's show them the outside. So don't worry about, that you didn't fill the 30 minutes. So just,
Absolutely.
like Greg said, just do it.
Yeah, that's a great point. I've also seen a realtor that I very much show respect, to fill some of that time, literally after doing the walkthrough, set the phone up in the corner. A good view shot of, say, like the living room or maybe something that's a really good feature, and just let it sit there so people can really sit and take in the room. Because remember, some of our clients, when we're doing open houses in person, it may take them 20, 30 minutes to walk through the whole house, right? Because they stop and they like to look. And so, just be creative. Just be creative.
It's a good time to ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a great time to ask questions. So I just want to thank the two of you so much for joining us today. Again, sharing your wonderful knowledge with us. I think each person watching this video is going to have a little bit more knowledge and confidence in regards to virtual showings and open houses.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I really want to thank you guys. So really quick before we jump off, I just want to know if you guys have any last words of wisdom you'd like to impart upon all of our viewers.
Just do it. I know everyone is scared of the camera, I was too. Literally, if you guys are not comfortable doing it live, then do it the way I did before. I recorded myself like 10 times, 15 times until I knew that it was like perfect for me. But like you said, like even if you do like little mistakes, they know that you're human. So it's like, oh well, whatever. Like just post it. And it's nice, when you like when you're doing Facebook Live, record it. You could always save it, then just post it on social media and see what happens. And I also posted the link for those two items that I have. So if you guys are interested.
Great, thank you. Yeah, Drake, if you can post, where you got your selfie stick or a similar product like that in the comments later on the Facebook Live on the KW shares, I'm sure everyone would really appreciate that. So,
I have had
Drake,
this thing forever.
well, I'm sure you can find something like it. Come on. Drake, last words of wisdom.
You guys just need to find the silver lining in every situation that you're in. And right now, we've actually really have been given the gift of time. So if there are things that you've been wanting to work on, like, oh, I've always wanted to put together an open house kit. Well, you know what? You probably have time now to put together your open house kit. Whatever it is, just don't be advantage. Consider it a gift. I consider it a gift of time. I never have time to do anything. And now it's amazing that I'm knocking off my to-do lists and my, I'll get to that later list. So just embrace it because there's nothing else you can really do about it.
That's great. So thank you again. Realtors, you're amazing. We all appreciate you so much. We're going to get through this together, and I think we're going to be a little bit more creative. And so I think we're going to come out of this just a little bit stronger and a little bit more have a sense of ingenuity and perseverance. So I'm proud of you all. Please reach out if you have any more questions in regards to this topic. I'm sure myself, Drake, and Luisa would love to be able to continue the conversation. So have a great Tuesday, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Okay? Bye.
All right. Thanks.